Oh, it is going to be a scene down there at Rogers Center live tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays' final homestand of the year, final week of the regular season. They are a game back of a wild card spot. It is there for the taking. The Yankees are in town for 3, live on Sportsnet tonight. Dan Shulman, Pat Talber with the call. Dan Shulman, the voice of the Toronto Blue Jays, one of the greatest broadcasters this country has ever produced. Kind enough to wake up this morning here on Breakfast Television. Dan, how you doing? It feels like a playoff week, doesn't it?
Thank you for that. It does feel like a playoff week. You know what? This feels like a playoff series. And for all intents and purposes, it is, Sid. I mean, if the Blue Jays lose 2 out of 3, it's hard to imagine them making the playoffs. They've got to at least win 2 out of 3, I think, against the Yankees to have a decent shot at making the postseason.
Let's definitely revisit that. I do want to get to the crowd, though, right off the bat. I know everyone feels like this is going to add so much to a relatively young core. Do you concur?
Yeah, I think so. Playing in front of 15,000 was awesome because they'd been in Dunedin and Buffalo, and it was just so nice to be home and have some of their own fans here. And if they get up to 30 for this series and the series against Baltimore, too, and that's meaningful, I think it'll be great. I'll tell you, the 15 sounded more like 30. So I'm hoping, if they get to 25 or 30, it sounds more like 45 or 50 at the ballpark. So, come on down, buy tickets. The weather looks nice, I think. I assume they're going to try to have the roof open, even though it's a little bit cool because of the pandemic. But, I think a home field advantage is going to help. Listen, they're 21-9 at the Rogers Center this year. I don't think that's entirely a coincidence.
Dan, I've had more than a few people come up to me and say, okay, so what record do the Jays have to pull off this week realistically to grab one of the 2 wild card spots? What's the number? Is it 5 out of 6? Is it that high?
That if I had to pick one, I think I would pick that. See, the issue is, Boston's only 1 game ahead, as you know, but Boston plays Baltimore and Washington. So you got to believe Boston's going to do pretty well against the Orioles and the Nationals. If the Red Sox had beaten the Yankees even once over the weekend, I think the chances would be better than 28.1% right there for the Blue Jays to win. But minimum 4, likely 5. If they win all 6, they're in. It's over. So 6 out of 6, and they're in the playoffs, but that's going to be a tall task. But the number to me feels like 5.
Bo Bichette, young guy, this will by far be the biggest spot he's seen in his professional career. Same with Vladdy. How do you think they'll react to this scene this week?
I hope they'll react fine. It's, from afar, when I get asked, like, does this guy look tired or does that guy look like he's feeling the pressure? Those are tough things for the people like me up in the booth to diagnose. So I think they're okay. And I think having a Marcus Semien and a George Springer and guys like that who have been through it before, and a guy as positive as Charlie Montoyo, I think that will help the younger guys. And I don't think that's the reason why they haven't been swinging the bat as well lately. But, to your point, the Blue Jays need them, right? They need Bo, they need Vladdy. They're 2 of their best hitters. They're 2 of the biggest reasons why they're in the position they're in. It's good to see Springer getting hot. That is huge. Semien is hot. Teoscar's there. Hopefully Lourdes Gurriel will be back in the lineup tonight. All the pieces are there. And I hope that once the game starts, they just relax and let their talent come out.
The interesting part of this team, Dan, I mean, there's a lot of interesting parts, but Marcus, for those at home that have been watching the Jays all year, Marcus Semien at second base, who's, by the way, shortstop, has put up one of the great offensive seasons by any second baseman we've ever seen. He's going to be a free agent. Robbie Ray might win American League Cy Young for best pitcher in the AL. He is going to be a free agent. Is there a feeling here, Dan, where it really would be a missed opportunity, considering you don't know where these guys are going to be playing baseball next year?
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think a lot of people would say it would also be a missed opportunity if they don't make the playoffs, considering the incredible individual seasons they have gotten out of so many people this year, Semien and Ray among them. But you look at, obviously, Vladdy. You look at Teoscar Hernandez, what he's done. Bo's had a very good year. Alek Manoah as a rookie. Jordan Romano as the closer. They've had a lot of great individual seasons. And normally when a team has that many players who have seasons like that, they're in the playoffs. But they had the bullpen issues back in the middle of the year for a couple of weeks, and then they had the not hitting and scoring position issues for a couple of weeks, and they kind of lost clusters of games in 2 different spots of the season that they, quote, could have won or should have won, and it's hurt their record. I think everybody believes they're better than their record is, but you are what your record says you is at the end of the day. But yeah, I think on a couple of fronts, the one, that one and the one that you just mentioned, it would be a missed opportunity. This is a very good team, and this team should be good enough to be in the postseason, and hopefully they can prove that over the next week.
It is essentially a must-win. Some people don't like that phrase. I love that phrase. It's a must-win for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Live on Sportsnet, Dan Shulman and a cast of 10s will be live at Rogers Center. It's a big one tonight, Dan. We appreciate you here in BT. Thank you, sir.
Can't wait for the game tonight in the series. It's going to be great. Good talking to you, Sid.
Take care, Dan. What an atmosphere that is going to be. We're going to take one more break here. The Jays conversations, however, will not end. You've heard from the experts here. We're going to take you to the streets next with Melanie Ng and myself. What are Jays fans saying ahead of the biggest homestand in years? Those comments straight ahead. Good morning, Toronto.